report, we are now learning that as many as 150 U.S. troops have been wounded so far in Donald Trump's unlawful war against Iran. Two sources familiar with this matter exclusively are telling Reuters. Phil Stewart was the first to post on this. In addition, we are learning right now that Iran is putting mines throughout the Strait of Hormuz. Here's news via CBS this morning. U.S. intelligence assets have begun to see indications that Iran is taking steps to deploy mines in the Strait of Hormuz shipping lane. Iran is using smaller crafts that can carry 2 to 3 mines each. While Iran's mine stock isn't publicly known, estimates over the years have ranged from roughly 2,000 to 6,000 naval mines of Iranian, Chinese, and Russian-made variants. And of course, we know that the Russians are helping Iran right now to do this, we believe, as well as to target U.S. troops and to target U.S. assets as well. It should be noted that an admiral by the name of Stavridis just last week, in the past few days, wrote an op-ed in Bloomberg. And this admiral, as decorated as you can be, wrote this opinion piece that we were talking about. Remember last week? Iran can turn the Persian Gulf into a minefield. And this admiral penned this op-ed for Bloomberg. He's a retired U.S. Navy admiral, former Supreme Allied Commander of NATO. And things are even taking even more of a turn for the worse right now. The hit versus intercept rate for ballistic missiles and drone attacks since February 28th for the UAE through today. Look at it right now. Today is not like prior days, Christopher Clary writes, and he shows this graph at the huge percentage right now of drones that are now finding their targets in the UAE and elsewhere. And we know that there have been some direct strikes as well that we've been reporting about early today. We also know that the U.S. is scrambling to move their Patriot and THAAD air defense systems from Korea to the Middle East. And these were weapon systems that were promised to Korea that are now being moved, because look what just happened moments ago. The biggest oil refinery in the United Arab Emirates halted operations after a drone strike caused a fire in the industrial area in which it's located, according to people other than Donald Trump saying we're going to take it over, whatever the hell that even is supposed to mean. And it actually seems that things are not getting better day by day, but quite the contrary. I mean, what are you seeing on the ground relative to what Trump is saying, which is like all over the place?
Well, I don't think anybody knows. And it's not like, I mean, normally it's a very good question to ask of a United States senator on the appropriate committees and all the rest of it. But they're not actually briefing us, partly because they don't know what the deal is. We got one solid 90-minute briefing where they actually told us the truth about what was going on. But because Donald Trump is contradicting his own Secretary of Defense, his own Secretary of State, it's very hard for them to brief us as to what's happening, because I don't think they know what's happening. And I will make one additional point that's kind of narrowly about, Trump saying we're going to wrap it up soon. Both sides of a war have a vote in whether or not we wrap it up soon. I certainly hope that Donald Trump is able to declare victory, even though he secured 0 of his 3 objectives, and get out of this. But the Iranians may not be so amenable to some sort of new ceasefire or armistice or the end of the war, because in their view, they can no longer trust that we won't just come back 60 days, 90 days, 120 days later and bomb them to smithereens again. And so they view this as an existential question for them. They have a different view about what it means to compromise with the United States of America, which is to say they do not want to do it. The supreme leaders have a particular worldview, which is very hard for us to reconcile with Donald Trump's. And so even if Donald Trump wants to get out of it this week, it's not obvious that we are out of this war. And the Iranians have demonstrated an absolute willingness to attack asymmetrically. They attacked our Gulf allies. They attacked our bases and installations. I have no doubt that they are trying to ruminate on what kind of other attacks they could make that would inflict pain on not just America, but America's friends and the Western world. And they know that one of the big pain points is the Straits of Hormuz and the availability of